Most people are saving dollars. You know how stupid that is? You have got to be a idiot to save dollars. They're printing it faster than you can even think about it.
My poor dad always said to me, go to school and get a high-paying job. That's not wealth. That's a job. You can get fired, you know. And then my rich dad always says, work for assets. And then my rich dad always says, work for assets. So there's basically 4 asset classes that makes a person rich, and there's lots of more, the subheadings and all this. But number 1 is a business. The richest young guys today start companies. It's called Facebook, Google, Apple, stuff like that, you know.
A very important diagram my rich dad showed me when I was a little boy was a diagram known as a cash flow quadrant. And the quadrant is made up of the 4 different people who make up the world of business. So my rich dad said, in the world of business, there's E's, and E's stand for employees. An employee, he says, you can always tell who they are by their core values. And what the employee, whether the president or the janitor of the company, will always say the same words. The words are, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with benefits. That's what makes them an employee, because their core values are security. The other one of the 4 is the S, or the small business owner or the self-employed. And again, their core values will cause them to use the same words, which are, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. S means they're also solo. They're generally one-person act, or they operate by themselves. On the right side of the quadrant are the B's. And what Rich Dad said the B stood for was big business, or like Bill Gates. Forbes defines big business as 500 employees or more. And their words are different. They say, I'm looking for a good system, a good network, and the smartest people I know to help run my business. So they're unlike the S. They don't want to run the company by themselves. They want smart people to run their companies for them. And then the 4th of the quadrant is the I, and I stands for investor. These are people who have money work hard for them. These people are people who have people work hard for them. And these are the people that work hard for the rich here. So early on in my life, it was my poor dad who always said to me, you know, Robert, go to school so you get a high-paying job. And so my poor dad's core value was to be an employee. He wanted job security, promotions, a steady paycheck, and all this. And so it was my rich dad who said to me, he says, you know, Robert, if you really want to be rich, learn to build businesses. It made more sense to him to work hard to build a business, something you owned and something you'd pass on for generation to generation to your kids. Whereas my poor dad said, work hard, but my rich dad said, why would you work hard for something you'll never own and you can get fired from right away? Again, that was the difference in values. So my rich dad suggested I learn how to be a business owner and learn how to be an investor. And that's one of the big differences. On this side of the quadrant, these people here work for security. They work for money also. On this side over here, their key value that they want is they want freedom. They don't want to have to work at a job anymore. They don't want to have to work for the rest of their lives. So the beauty of building a business and learning how to invest is very simply that this is passive income. You work hard for a few years, but possibly for the rest of your life, income keeps flowing to you.
Number 2 is real estate. So what my rich dad taught me is a combination of being an entrepreneur in business and entrepreneur in real estate. It's that combination is I pay no tax and I make a lot more money. Okay, so a lot of guys say, well, I have a business. I say, well, how much real estate you got? Without real estate, you pay tax. That's the problem.
You see, the beauty about real estate is you learn to use debt to get rich. I'll give you another tip. If you're going to be rich, you have to learn to use debt. It's called other people's money. So when I hear poor people say to me, I don't have any money, I said, because you're an idiot. That's why. You're not supposed to use your money. You're supposed to use other people's money. But that's it. I don't want to do that. And so they stay poor.
Well, I just would want to say that, you know, everybody starts in the same spot. Everybody starts like you started with a one bedroom. I started with a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, also condo, and then but the fundamentals are the same all the way through.
Yeah, we all start, and the problem is most people don't start, and generally what they say is I don't have the money and things like this, and it's ridiculous. And we didn't have money either.
No, that was when I first got into the business. That's what I really thought you needed. I think that's what holds a lot of people back, and I think they also use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
They say, I don't have the money, therefore I can't start, which it's not that at all. There's more money than there are deals. That's been my experience now. And so once I got the education, then I realized that there's a lot of people, just like ones with money, that are looking for a place to put it.
And what's happening today, and by the way, if you hear some earth-shaking news in the background and all that, is because in that side of our building and that side of the building, they're tearing all those buildings down and putting up more
high-rise apartments, yeah.
And real estate is booming. There's more money than ever before. There was a dinner last night, and everybody was talking about how much money. You know, people are actually giving money back because they can't find deals. There's so much money. You know?
That's exactly right. And you can see how the banks react, how much money there is in the economy, because when the banks basically are turning away deposits or charging you to put your money in the bank, then you know that there's a lot of money in the system.
And then there's paper, which is stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and savings. That's what most people should be in. The reason savings are good, paper is good, like stocks, bonds, mutual funds are liquid. You make a mistake, you can get in and out real quick. Called liquid. The trouble with these two, you make a mistake, you're there forever. Can't get in and out. So that's why you gotta be very smart before you go in.
What do you think of mutual funds?
I think they're a great way to make money if you sell them to other people. Liquidity is what paper assets are about. Your ability to sell and buy without negotiation problems.
How does a person make money when market's coming down?
Well, it has a lot. It can be a little complex. It does take some study, but there's something called a short position. Now that's jargon. So if you don't know what a short position is,
shorts are illegal in some countries.
Yeah. If you don't know what that is, there's your first clue of what to go study. But a lot of the wealthy people, and in fact, like Goldman Sachs and institutions, they'll take short positions here, where they get paid as it goes down, just as a long position gets paid. So there's 2 positions to learn about, the long position and the short position. Since both happen, it would make sense to me that a person would learn both if you're going to see both in the market.
In other words, options, right?
Yeah, and options is a great place for cash flow. One of the best opportunities to make money in the world is insurance. You sell a premium and people pay you insurance. That's exactly what an option is. And so if people want cash flow during the ups and downs, then you would learn about options. I'd also say this, Robert, is options, people say they're risky and all this. They're actually designed to protect you and to give you an assurance. Think of it this way. One of the greatest lessons Robert ever taught me was there's a relationship between risk and control. I can't control this, buy low, sell high. With an option, I can control where I buy and where I sell by paying a little premium. So it actually brings that control to the market and gives me opportunity not only for cash flow, but maybe more importantly for protection. You have insurance on your real estate, right? It's the same thing.
And the last is commodities. And, that's why I own oil. And as the price of oil goes down, people say, you're losing money. I said, no, because in the US, if you deal in oil, you get tax breaks. So I invest $1 million in oil, I get 800,000 back. So I get an 80% return day one. So oil is very, very profitable. But I don't invest in oil stocks. Very different. Okay, so if oil goes to $20 a barrel, I'm still cash flowing, still making money. So it's at about 40 right now. Hope it doesn't go too much farther, but I still make money, okay? And then the other commodities, gold, silver,
This is God's money. This is what God's money looks like. The reason I call it God's money is you can't